Hallo meine Damen und Herren, schönen guten Tag, ich bin der Akkordeon Christoph. Hoi, herzlich willkommen in meiner Wohnung hier, neben dem Kamin. I've started a fire for you, so you have something beautiful to watch while you listen to me plunk on the accordion. You're welcome. I am new to the accordion. I'm making these videos for people like you if you are also new, because so often the videos on here for these books are done by professionals who have been playing for decades or perhaps their entire lives, and they are perfect. And it is perhaps intimidating, so hopefully it will be inviting seeing somebody like me who is playing them, who is learning at the same time. I just finished this book last week. I have been playing the accordion for 15 weeks, since the beginning of October. It is the middle of January as of writing this. So today we are talking about Palmer-Hughes Accordion course book number 2, and it is a lovely thing. If you have not done the first book, I highly recommend it. The songs in here are about a minute each, 45 seconds up to a minute and a half, so they're a lot longer. They are more technical. In the first book you didn't have anything but major and just a few chords, and by the end of this book you are doing minor, you are doing seventh, you are playing 2 full octaves and a little bit more, and it's wonderful. It's like a whole new level. I breezed through the first book, but this one took me some time. And I play about 20 to 60 minutes every day. I do sections of 20 minutes. That works well when my baby is sleeping and my children are at school. So let's dive right in. The first 2 pages are nothing special. They are just a review of what the treble and bass look like. Yeah, I'm sure you can see that, of course. That is sarcasm. The next page is a review of the right hand, just 1 octave from C to C. Gives you an opportunity to play it in quarter notes, half notes, dotted half notes, and whole notes. Then a basic review of the left hand, right, some pa with the root and the major of C, G, and F. And then you get your first song. And what I like about these, all songs except for one are at least a full page. And many of them are both pages with some da capo al fine through the middle. And it's nice because you play these pieces in book 2 and you feel like you're playing a proper song, like you could sit down and someone would want to listen to it. It feels like more than just a warm-up for all of the pieces. This first one is very much a review of everything from book number 1. Very simple, and I am still going to make mistakes because I haven't practiced these in weeks. So I hope you enjoy and you can laugh with me and drink some wine and have a good time. Yeah? This is called Drink to Me Only with Thine Eyes. Something that I had problems with while I was learning in the first book, I could not play the root and a chord at the same time. And I made an excuse that my fingers were too fat or the buttons were not positioned right or something else, but really, I just needed more practice. Now, I have no problem with it. And I think what helped me get there with this book was playing more than just the root and the major. When I started playing root and minor, or the 7th, it became much easier, and I think my muscles adapted. So I'm happy to say that with practice, you can be the same way. Anyways, the next piece is Camptown Races. Camptown Races, sing this song. I promise not to sing while I am playing, or I'll do my best. So that what I like about Palmer-Hughes is every song or every other song they introduce some kind of new technique. And what is new about this one? Well, perhaps, right, you're doing an arpeggio. Da, 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 da. And that's nice to figure your fingers out. You're going to be doing that a lot. By the time you're done with this book, you're going to be having your fingers up and down 2 full octaves plus. Next, auf Seite 8. On page 8, we get the alternating bass. And with that technique, you can play so many Papa songs, and it's wonderful, and I love it. And it's perfect for the circle of fifths, because no matter where you go, it sounds good. And that's so neat to me, being new to this instrument. Almost like it was planned that way, yeah? So, the big parade. This is the first one with the Papa. What the heck, let's do the master and the full bass. This is supposed to be faster. If I play it too fast, I'm going to make mistakes. Mistakes. I played too fast. You could see the disappointment in my eyes. Yeah, there you have it. I should perhaps play a little bit slower. But that was an example that I talked about earlier of the da capo al fine. You play all the way through, you get to the DC, you go to the beginning, and then you play to the fine in the middle. The next piece on page 10 is the caissons go rolling along, and the caissons go rolling along, yeah? And from an armed service group. What is different here? I suppose your bass is going to be playing some D's and A's, and you have some tied whole notes over the measure. Now this is another one that should be played at a march time like I just played, right? Right? But if I do that, I know I'm going to make too many mistakes, so perhaps I will play slower. Play that 2 or 3 times. Concert ready. Up next on page 12 we have Veni Sulma, come to the sea. Ho, 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 ho. The man looks like a Frenchman, but it's, I suppose, Italian. Anyways, we'll turn on some lighter tones on my little accordion. What is different about this? Oh, I'll tell you what's different. They talk about slurs, slur lines that you're supposed to do phrasing over multiple measures. That's good and so forth. But, for me, I'll tell you, I have a problem when I play a song like this with the alternating bass like we just played, and then we get to one of these, which is basic boom, pop, pop, boom, pop, pop. I want to just go boom, pop, pop, pop. It's so hard for me to transition from the alternating bass 4/4 to a standard 3/4. You? Anyways, what else is new? In this technically, so we've got a C major, and then it goes to a G, and you would think it would be G major, but it's not. It rocks back from G to the C major chord. So you have this situation going on. So pay attention to that in between the mistakes. This is Come to the Sea. And that is my timer saying you better stop this recording and hit the button again, or else your camera will shut off. So we'll do that after this song. See? Mensch. Failure to launch. Oh no, it doesn't. It repeats in the middle. Entschuldigung. Oops. Helps if I read the music. So repeats, I suppose that's something also technically different in this piece. Up next on page 14 is the Marines hymn with a nice post-World War II jet plane, a Panzer, and some sort of sea vessel. As a Marine would be in. Yeah, okay, it all makes sense. Technical standpoint, it introduces cut time with the C for the key signature instead of just 4/4, which indicates you've got some life to it, right? We will fight our country's battles. What is it? Over land and in the sea. Good of me to know, yeah? Anyways. Again, this should be quicker. I'll play it a little bit slower. I suppose this also gives you technical skill, right? You're going da da da, and you have to get your thumb where your fifth finger is. So in the book it goes 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 1. You do what works best for your fingers, right? There's a lot of techniques you can look. at online for moving your hands like that. But that's a good song. Familiar. We move on, page 16, what is this? It's talking about recognizing the black key groups. So the more that I play the accordion, the less I'm looking at the right hand to figure out where my hand is supposed to go, and I hear it and I'm feeling it. And that's the skills that they're talking about here. And we get speed drills, speed drill number 1. These are so much fun. I have enjoyed these, and more people have watched them in my shorts than I expected. I'm sure I will have a whole playlist of speed drills by the time this is all done. All you're doing is skipping. You're doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, repeat. But between 1 and 2, it's not the note right next to it, you jump 1. So C, E, F, G, A, F, E, yeah. C, E, F, G, A, G, F, E is what I meant to say. And then when you're at the top, it's the same thing, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, but instead of 5 and 4 being next to each other, they skip a note. Yeah? Jawohl. Moving on. Die Echo Waltz. Ein Junge mit Lederhosen, Madel mit Dirndl. It's such a cute piece. I'd love to play it with someone. Perhaps I will one day. It's an echo song, so it can be a duet. But technically, you are doing a pretty big, 2 different octaves. You're supposed to do some dynamic changes, forte and piano. And yeah, it's a nice song. Let's see, get a little bit lighter. My dog will definitely howl. Moose bear. Oh. Wish me luck, yeah? See that jump? So I made mistakes on half of the jumps, but half of them I just muscle memory, and you start to feel your black keys and figure out where it's supposed to be. That's a really good one to practice. I also think it's pretty. On page 20 we've got Vive l'amour, hooray for love, a college song, right? What is this? Vive la, vive la, vive l'amour, vive la, vive la, vive l'amour, vive la, vive la, vive l'amour, vive la compagnie. That's this song. Let's open it up for fun. And you should play it faster than I'm going to. Yeah. Okay. Sometimes you just have to start over. song, right? Don't be frustrated with yourself if you have to stop and start again. Practice the thing that you are having difficulty with a couple times. Walk away, come back, let your brain scrub it, and then you will do better. Yeah, note to self. There's a second part here which I'm not going to play. Again for duets. A note review. And then on page 22 we've got "She'll be coming round the mountain when she comes." Classic. Schlager. Okay, so this is the first piece technical-wise where we play more than one note in the right hand. Woo! Very exciting, right? Did you hear? Oh, so it gives you lyrics for 8 different verses. So you play it over and over and over. And I tell you, the first time I played this, I thought, oh my gosh, here I come, concert hall. And I was so excited. I'm not going to a concert hall anytime soon, but I was proud when I got that down. And you will be too. I had a cut there because I played this next song so terribly that I couldn't even take my own advice and have it on camera. So we're going to play it again. This is called "Over the Waves," and it is a lovely piece. This is the da 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 tune we all know. And a technical thing is they introduce the 8VA notation. So that means you're going to be playing an octave above where it is written. And that is great. You'll notice my hand playing down here at the end instead of up here. And here we go. The upper hand there, that's pretty cool. I need to stop the camera and start it again. Yeah, okay, here we go. My camera has a quirk, perhaps because of its age. It will not record more than 40 minutes. It just shuts down. So before I get to that point, I need to just stop it and start it again. We just played "Over the Waves." Introducing 8 notes. So here we go. There's a little bit of a practice, right? Und so weiter. And then we get speed drill number 2, which is not, I mean, yeah, it's 8 notes, of course, but this one is, the 1, 2 is the same as in speed drill 1, where they're not next to each other, they're spaced, it's a third apart. And then 5, 4, 3, 4, 3, 2. And then you move up your 1 finger. And it sounds about like this. And when you get to the top, it's 5, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4. The 5, 2 is the same interval, right? Just 1 note per finger. But then the 1 is that spaced out a third. And then you move down. Sounds like this. Was that it? Is what I meant to do. Good to practice over and over. And then I think my favorite song in the whole book, or it was my first favorite. I have a couple favorites from here on out, but Golden Slippers. Oh, this one is so fun. It's eighth notes, of course, and it's fast, and it's peppy, and it's not too long. And I love it. Wrong. Yeah. It starts up here. Ah. You get the idea. That's so fun, especially that beginning. You just want to play it super fast, right? So cool, I like it. This is good. This is accordion music. Oh, those golden slippers. Yeah. The next page just talks about some technical details, tetrachords, major scales. What is the key of C major? What is the key of G and F major? Because now, up to this point, pretty much everything has been in the key of C, right? There are no accidentals, no sharps or flats. And so it introduces the concept of, right, if you're in the key of G, right, starting on G, and you do a scale, then you're going to have F sharp, right? Or if you're in the key of F, you're going to have a B flat. What? Chiapakapaka, skapakapa. On page 30, chiapanikas. Chiapanikas. It's the Mexican hand clapping song. And this one always throws me for a loop. I feel like I'm a whole beat behind no matter what. Da 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 da. Or da da. I don't know. I should go to a Dios de los Muertos thing around here. Maybe they play it. Oi, let's begin this from the beginning. See, I told you at the very outset, I am not a professional, and I hope it's inspiring. Cool sounding, yeah? I like it. I remember it after I play it, of course, right? Where you're supposed to go up or down on your left hand, und so weiter. What is interesting about this, right? You got... I don't know, I like like that. I think that's interesting. This might be the first song in the book where you get two different endings, right? So you go through da 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 da. Then you got da 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 da. And then there's the first ending. And then you go back to the repeat, and then you get the second ending where you go da, 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 and you take the second ending. Good skills. Page 32 says introducing dotted quarter notes. And it has the most disturbing picture of a quarter note and then a dotted quarter note pulling a dog, and that is the most strange looking dachshund I've ever seen in my life. I have to assume it is a dachshund. Do you know what dachshund means, those of you living in America? You don't pronounce it. I've heard the most horrible pronunciations. Dachshund, a dachshund, a dachshund, a dachshund, you know, it's a compositum. Dachs and Hund. Hund, we all know it, that's your dog, but a dachs? That is a badger. It is a badger dog, meant to be going into tiny holes and sniffing out your little badgers. Dachshund. Page 33 is the country gardens. As you would imagine, it has some dotted quarter notes. It's a pretty piece. How does this one pump? Yeah, this is neat. Like 3 different parts to it. Let's see if I remember it. Then Minka, the only 2-line piece in the whole thing. And it introduces minor chords. Ooh, the 3rd row, the counter, 4th row, the counter bass, the major and the minor. Ho, ho, ho. How dark and moody. Minka. Eastern Europe, of course. You have to play it with a sad face. So we go from that sad song to the Merry Widow, which is great. What do we call that? A mood whiplash? Mood whiplash? From sad to happy? Oh yeah, this always gets messed up. What do we have here? We have multiple instances of multiple notes in the right hand, 2 notes at once, of course, and it jumps all around in the bass, which is very exciting, and my wrist is getting very sweaty being here by the fireplace, and I should throw another log on. Fire phones. Oh. Gut. Also meine Genossen, genießen Sie sich. was a glissando at the end. That's a new technical piece as well. Let's slide. And you heard it going from major to minor and some pretty decent jumps. But what is probably the biggest one, right? In the second part here, where you do B flat, right? To C major, F major, and then D minor. So 1, 2, 3, and then G minor to A major, back to C. Right? Those are decent jumps. 4 notes or so. That was satisfying once I got that down. Speed Drill Nummer 3 auf Seite 36. And it's very similar to the last one, except instead of going 1, 2, 5, 4, 3, 4, 3, 2, this goes 1, 2, 5, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, all the way up. And at the top it's 5, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2. And then, da, 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 introducing 7th chords. Oh. It's fun! Proper papa, get a tuba next to me, Tuba Dan. Right? There should be a person named Tuba Dan, don't you think? Tuba Dan. La donne mobile is our next song. As much as I know, damn Italians. There's the 7th. Then this hard jump to get my finger from here up to here, and then go to the G7. Minor, 7th, major, I do and I don't like songs like this. I just want to play polkas. No, it's not true. It's good to learn everything. It's good to have a holistic approach, right? Which this book does. But I don't know. What am I going to play this? Sitting on a street corner in a tourist trap in Italy is where I expect somebody to be going on the accordion. Otherwise, it's having this orchestrated piece broken down into just an accordion sometimes seems silly. I like me the papa. Anyways, pretty tricky, right? 7ths, minors, big jumps. Ah, this is my next favorite one. I said the Golden Slippers was my favorite. This one is another favorite. It's called the County Fair. Varsovia, Polish sounds like. This is a neat one. They call it a folk dance, moderately fast. So here we go. I like this one. Here we go. Helps if I read ahead. down to. That's a tough jump. What I didn't say is, this is the first song in any Palmer-Hughes where you play a full chord, 3 notes with your right hand, right? You come up and do. And with the full chord on the left. How nice is that? It sounds so lovely. A fun, cool piece. The following piece is called Arabian Enchantment, Scheherazade, by Rimsky-Korsakov. And this is a slow piece, and I have a hard time jumping from these suspended Fs up to the D minors. Or at least I used to. I'm sure I still do. And I'm so sorry that there's no way to get around how the recording sounds. When I play sustained bass notes, it will drown out the treble. So use your imagination to fill in the gaps. Neat. Technical wise, I suppose you get things like some different fingering on the bass buttons, some nice slurs, dotted quarter notes. We're nearly done. 3 more things, a speed drill and 2 songs. Let's power through it. This is a long video. Speed drill number 4 is the longest one. It goes up 2 full octaves, and right before that it reminds you how to play a double octave. Ooh, hot fire. Speed drill number 4. That should be a double octave. Yeah, C, great. This second to last song is one of my least favorite, probably because it has to go too fast and I get all fluttered in my right hand. The Arkansas Traveler, which I had never heard as a title. This is the I'm Bringing Home a Baby Bumblebee song. Yeah? Let's do this. Ugh. And then that repeats. And then your second section. Let's just get through this. here we are after a cut because I played it so terribly. It's the Danube Waves, the final piece in the whole book. My third favorite of my three favorites. You go through three endings. You play it once, repeat to the beginning. The second time with the B section. And then you play it from the beginning and you end with a glissando. And it's so moody and really cool. And you get E's. Wish me luck. Mein Baby ist aufgewacht. I have definitely played too long. Please forgive the many mistakes in that piece and in the ones before. But that completes Palmer-Hughes Book 2. Excellent. Think how different that last piece was than the last piece of the first book, or the first piece of this book. Sevenths, minor chords, 2-3 notes in one hand, multiple octaves. It is so much. Just wonderful. These are great to learn from. I highly recommend it. So if you are new to the accordion, let me know what you're doing or what you think of this technique. Share it with other people and have fun playing the accordion. Thank you so much for watching and for listening. I am going to go take care of my family now. Thank you for enjoying the fire. Bis demnächst. Tschüss.